Johnny, here's your letter of termination. I'll sign it. Once you've signed it, no longer work for NXT. You will have to fulfill any commitments that you had prior, media appearances, live events, but you should be finished up within the next few weeks.
Hey, Johnny. I just want to admit to you face to face, from the bottom of my heart, that I made a mistake. And we've known each other for over 10 years, and the last thing I'd want to do is make the count that ends your NXT career. I know you might not be willing to accept this, but I just want to tell you, Johnny and Mr. Regal, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Drake.
Sorry, Johnny.
What are we going to do, man? What are we going to do? Life after Johnny Gargano. Man, I miss him already. WWE showed that video on NXT tonight, and obviously it's going to play into the storyline. I don't recall that referee's name. I'm terrible with names as it is, but you know, the referee that took the back elbow from Almas in their match last week, and he was the one that went down. It was obviously something that led to Tommaso Ciampa coming in and nailing Gargano with the crutch. That led to Almas nailing him with the hammerlock DDT. Gargano is terminated from NXT. Referee apologized for, dropping the ball. He just wanted to make sure that Johnny Gargano was okay. Obviously, I'm not sure if this is going to play into the storyline, but obviously this is a directive to play into the storyline and keep it moving by having the referee come out and apologize, and then Johnny's obviously signing his termination papers from last week's match. But nothing as far as continuing it further happened on NXT tonight. We didn't see Tommaso Ciampa. Almas came out with Zelina Vega, and they pretty much just gloated that, Gargano was 0-4, and that's what you call a clean sweep in baseball, 4-0 sweep, right? Mr. 0-4 is what they call Johnny Gargano. So Almas, he didn't really say much that, what more can he say? He pretty much said that, El Idolo, right? And he's the NXT champion. I am the champion. Whatever he is speaking in very, very broken English. We didn't see Tommaso Ciampa, which was disappointing because Tommaso Ciampa was really going in on Twitter, right? The days of NXT are going to get brighter. Johnny Gargano is no longer there. Hashtag copyright killer. The show ends when I say it ends. So Tommaso Ciampa is obviously relishing in the fact that Johnny Gargano is no longer a worker in NXT, and then when he comes back, he'll be free. His life will be easygoing, and he doesn't have to worry about Johnny Gargano any longer. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with the next set of TV tapings as far as continuing the storyline. It looks very much like Andrade is going to focus his attention on Killian Dane and Aleister Black. That's the way the show ended tonight. Almas, after he spoke about Johnny Gargano, he and Zelina Vega went up the ramp. Aleister Black came out to confront Andrade, Cien Almas. And again, attention to detail. I always love NXT's attention to detail. Very, very minor attention to detail tonight. Almas was on the stage. They panned the camera right on Almas's eyes. And they did the same thing with Aleister Black. They focused on his eyes when he made his way up through the stage, through the crowd, took a microphone, stood in the ring. The music went off. They focused on Aleister Black's eyes. They focused on Andrade's eyes, and they went back and forth, just trying to create right now a big fight feel for New Orleans. Killian Dane obviously has other intentions. Killian Dane does not want to be overlooked. So he came through the crowd as well, pretty much broke through the barricade with ease. He came in the ring and stood toe-to-toe with Aleister Black, and he laid Aleister Black out to end NXT tonight. And again, no sign of Tommaso Ciampa as it pertains to Andrade Cien Almas. I at least thought we'd see him come out. I thought Andrade would thank him, maybe with a handshake. You know, Tommaso hugs Zelina Vega. But I guess they're keeping Tommaso Ciampa away right now. And it's going to be very interesting to see how they further this storyline through the next set of tapings, because the next set of tapings will lead them through WrestleMania. We'll get them to New Orleans. So I am hoping, honestly, for this Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa match, you know, there's a very, very good chance. I don't really care when it happens or how it happens, where it happens, when it happens. I don't care. I don't really care about all that. All I know is that we're going to get it. All I know is that it's going to happen. I don't care if it happens at WrestleMania or not. Maybe we don't need it to happen at WrestleMania. It would obviously make WrestleMania weekend if that match went on TakeOver. But I'm the type of guy that likes to have things come full circle. I think Money in the Bank weekend would be a better situation for Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. A, it's going to be in the same place in which the turn originally happened. And B, WWE can really give time to this storyline and have it marinate, you know, because now that I'm thinking about it, we're literally 5 weeks away from WrestleMania. Are you going to bring Johnny Gargano back after he just signed his termination papers that quickly, or are you going to let things marinate a little bit, let it play out, and you're going to have Tommaso Ciampa come out and just talk shit about Johnny Gargano, you know? Just lay it into him week by week by week by week until Johnny Gargano can't take it anymore, and he comes back and he finds himself in the crowd buying a ticket as just, you know, a regular dude, and he gets reinstated, and then we get a non-sanctioned match at TakeOver in Chicago, NXT TakeOver Chicago number 2. I don't necessarily need to see it happen at TakeOver New Orleans. Again, I'm not going to complain if it does. I'm just saying it might be for the betterment of the storyline to have it happen in Chicago, because that's the next TakeOver. You know, they could seriously tell a great story here. So we'll see what happens with that. Gargano can ultimately win his job back. Gargano can get back into the NXT title hunt. Gargano could take the title off of Aleister Black later in the year. Aleister Black will be moved up to the main roster. At that point, Andrade would probably be moved up to the main roster. And Johnny Gargano can have the NXT championship for a little token title run before they eventually call him up at the end of the year. That's where my mindset is at right now. But other than that on NXT, really nothing as far as the major storyline really, moved forward at all. You had Aleister Black there. We all know he's going to be challenging Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship. Killian Dane obviously is going to play a part in that. He's the one challenging Aleister Black for that number 1 contendership. As far as the other storylines on NXT, it looks like Velveteen Dream is not really shooting, per quote, on Twitter. I knew him calling out all the indie talents was probably going to lead to some type of storyline for him in New Orleans. I could definitely see Ricochet, you know, at his first NXT TakeOver against the Velveteen Dream. I could definitely see that. I mean, you don't really call out the independent talents, and you got Ricochet there, and Ricochet, as far as what Velveteen Dream is talking about, I mean, he's the quintessential indie talent, you know, that Velveteen Dream is calling out. These guys coming in from outside promotions, they're all hyped up, they're taking spots from the people in the PC. Ricochet just fits that bill, you know, to perfection. So I could see Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, and it looks like that's where they're going with the Velveteen Dream, because he beat Tyler Bate, you know, he's beating all these indie talents, and he's on a nice little string of momentum for himself. And again, attention to detail, NXT really is making it known to everybody watching, and they're pushing the initiative through the commentary booth, that the Velveteen Dream, when he does the Purple Rainmaker, it's not like we're used to seeing, right? Velveteen Dream goes up to the top rope for the Purple Rainmaker elbow drop. He usually gets fucking massive height when he's in the air. Velveteen Dream is being a little bit more precise, a little bit more accurate, a little bit more deadly with the elbow. And I think that's all playing into the directive of the storyline. We all know the Velveteen Dream is very athletic. We all know the Velveteen Dream is, just a show-off type of guy. But in this storyline, I think the Velveteen Dream is going to kind of lay back on showing off beautifully with that purple Rainmaker. He doesn't need to get the height that he usually does. He doesn't need to be all fancy and do what he usually does. I think it's all going to play into a directive where he doesn't want to play into the same game that these indie talents are doing, flashy, and he doesn't want to be a spectacle. He wants to get the job done right, the WWE way. So I think, and I could be totally wrong here, this is just how I'm interpreting it. I think the Velveteen Dream is just going to take a few steps back and show these indie guys how it's done in the WWE and not how they used to do it on the indies. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's my interpretation of what I see with the Velveteen Dream, and I could definitely see him and Ricochet at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I think next week, we're going to get Ricochet debuting on NXT. I'm not sure if they're going to advertise it. I think it's just going to be one of those things, but we'll see what happens, man. I'm very interested to see King Ricochet on NXT television. Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. I was very, 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 very surprised by the ending of tonight's match, really. I didn't think that they would have Kairi Sane lose in the manner in which she lost tonight. Tap out. And I'm guessing that Shayna Baszler kind of needed it. I'm guessing that, they know that they're not going to do this match on pay-per-view, so I figured they would give, Shayna Baszler a win here just after the fact, after I seen everything just unfold tonight. I figured that's what their directive was. Kairi got the win at the Mae Young Classic in the finals, and Shayna Baszler gets the win here. They're not going to do this match on pay-per-view because I'm not really intrigued by these two women on pay-per-view just because of how Shayna Baszler has yet to come into her own. She's still very green. And I don't really see Shayna Baszler as a main event women's performer on the same level as Kairi Sane, especially in a championship situation. That's why I think we're going to get the triple threat match, because it kind of hides the greenness of Shayna Baszler in a triple threat match. Meanwhile, you got Kairi Sane and Ember Moon, who could carry most of the workload at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Meanwhile, Shayna Baszler, yes, is going to hide some of her weaknesses, but in a triple threat match, she doesn't really have to do much because it's a chaotic atmosphere as it is. It's no DQ, there's no rules, there's no count out. So she can pretty much do whatever she wants. She can get as brutal as she wants. She doesn't need to focus on scientific wrestling and worry about, chain wrestling and putting on a great wrestling match, because the rules don't really call for it. So I think that's going to be very good for all three of those women, something that I'm very much looking forward to, and it plays into the storyline so far. Now we just need to get Kairi Sane back up into contention, because Ember Moon's the champion. Baszler got a win over Kairi Sane tonight by tap out. Now we got to get Kairi Sane a few wins before TakeOver, and we can get this triple threat match underway, because these are the three women that they're focusing on for the NXT Women's Championship. Other than that, nothing else really happened on NXT. We're going to go over the entire show. I'll give you the matches and the rundown and how each match ended tonight. So we'll do that. But those are the top stories on NXT this evening. You are watching NXT Review. As always, I am JD. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the overwhelming support all weekend long, man. Off the script, fantastic. The Elimination Chamber Review, almost at 115,000 views. My goodness, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. Easily, by far and away. I think it even rivaled the Royal Rumble. I don't know what I did or what happened, but it got more views than the Royal Rumble review. So thank you guys so much for that. Monday Night Raw, almost at 40,000 real-time views. SmackDown Live review went up yesterday. That's at about 23,000 right now. That should hit 30 in the next 24 hours. You guys are killing it. So if you guys missed any of that stuff, please go and check that stuff out. Links will be in the annotation that you see in the video above. I did get the final mastered version of the Off the Script theme song. You guys will be hearing it on Friday for episode 211. If you guys want to hear the song in full, it is pinned to my Twitter page. Make sure you guys go and check that out at JDFROMNY206. It is simply titled Off the Script. I had mistakenly called it Badge of Honor. Apparently, Badge of Honor is the 7-minute epic that Legionary is writing currently in the recording studio. So I kind of mixed that up this morning because I was just full with excitement to finally get the master version of the theme song. But please go and check that out. You guys will hear it in full on Friday's show. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And I want to announce today, on top of the great sponsors that we have already, we have Harry's. You guys know Harry's. Harry's.com/script for your free trial shave set. Razor blade, razor handle, razor blade protective case, and the razor blade shave gel. You guys are going to get that for free just for signing up using our link, harrys.com/script. All you guys got to do is pay shipping and handling. Make sure you guys do that. The best shave of your life. You guys continue to tweet me. Yes, I know the product is great, and I never stamp anything with my name on it if I don't believe in it. And Harry's is one of those things that I fully believe in, and I want you guys to be on board with Harry's, man. Harrys.com/script. audibletrial.com/off-the-script. Make sure you guys get your free audio book and 30 days free of their service, man. Whether you got iPhone or Android, you guys can enjoy Audible. If you guys signed up already, pass it along to a family member. Pass it along to a friend, which I'm assuming you guys have. If you guys work, pass it along to a colleague at work. If you're in school, pass it along to a classmate or a teacher, man. It works. audibletrial.com/off-the-script. You're going to get 30 days of their service and one free audiobook of your choice. I want to welcome MVMT, the watch company, to Off the Script. They are the newest sponsor to the podcast, man, and they're sending me merchandise to unbox for you on the podcast next week. So you guys are going to be seeing JD just blinged out in some nice new watches, man. So thanks to them. We'll be sharing some discount codes. We'll be going over that stuff. If you guys are into that stuff, they got sunglasses and they got menswear, they got women's wear, they got men's watches, women's watches. Great stuff, man. So I want to make sure you guys are aware that Off the Script is doing its thing this year in 2018, and we have yet another new sponsor to the show. So thank you guys for all of that. Let's get on with some of the random NXT news that we got today, man. I got a few pieces of information here. Not much in terms of NXT news, but I do have a boatload of news for Off the Script this weekend. You guys are not going to want to miss that on Friday. Apparently, Bianca Belair, my boo, Bianca Belair. I love Bianca Belair, man. She's going to be the best thing in the women's division by the end of the year. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Ember Moon took on Bianca Belair at NXT's Tour of Canada this past week. And near the end of the match, Ember Moon went for her Eclipse, the stunner off the top rope, and Belair ended up taking it the wrong way, with Moon landing very awkwardly on top of her. Moon went for the pin. Belair mistakenly kicked out, but the 3 count was called anyway because they were not going to have Bianca Belair kick out of an Eclipse at a random house show. That would be stupid. According to Dave Meltzer, Belair was helped to the back and hadn't wrestled since that match. Earlier on, I believe it was Tuesday, Triple H posted some of the matches for the NXT Road Tour that they're currently on, and Bianca Belair was listed among them, taking on Moon yet again. So she looks to be okay, thank God, and she looks to be good to go for the remainder of NXT's House Tour circuit. So thank you for that. I'm glad Bianca Belair is okay, and I can't wait to see what she does in the women's division this year on NXT television, man. I think Ember Moon's going to get called up, to be brutally honest with you. I think after she drops the title, which I think is going to be at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, I think Kairi Sane's going to be the new champion after WrestleMania. I'd love to see Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair for the NXT Championship. They had a great match in the Mae Young Classic, man. And just based on what I've seen from Bianca Belair, she was great in the tournament. And with another year on top of what she already has learned, I could see that being a great feud. So very much looking forward to seeing what Bianca Belair does in NXT. She is going to be the highlight of the women's division. I'm actually going to go out on a stretch here, and I'm going to say she's going to win Female Superstar of the Year in 2018. Mark my words. That's my prediction. This is pretty odd, man. This is actually pretty cool. And if WWE wanted to take the initiative and play this into the storyline, I know they won't, but it would be pretty cool to think about. EC3. We all know that he is the newest signee to NXT. We don't know when he will debut. But EC3 had laid down the challenge for WrestleMania weekend to one John Cena. EC3 challenges John Cena at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Per WWE storylines, John Cena's path to WrestleMania is still not set in stone, but he does have a championship opportunity in a few weeks at Fastlane. And we talked about that on the SmackDown Live review last night. Desperation for John Cena. John Cena is desperate to get to WrestleMania. WWE, I feel, kind of dropped the ball already with this storyline. I was enjoying what they were doing with John Cena. He lost his opportunity in the Royal Rumble. He lost his opportunity inside the Elimination Chamber. None of those opportunities were for a WWE Championship title. Now, WWE has John Cena come out on Monday Night Raw, challenge The Undertaker, call himself a failure. He then goes on to say the Undertaker match is not happening. Rumors are circulating around the internet that the Undertaker match is not happening and that WWE is set to sign Rey Mysterio for a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. I'm also hearing Bobby Lashley's name thrown around for a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. Neither of those matches are happening. Right now, per PW Insider, Mike Johnson and Dave Meltzer, the Undertaker match is still the direction for John Cena. Okay, but John Cena came out and said that the Undertaker match is not happening. You're not going to name drop the Undertaker and WrestleMania on live WWE television and not have it mean something. So everybody is kind of just, I don't know what the fuck they're on. I don't know what they're thinking. You're not going to name drop the Undertaker and WrestleMania in the same sentence, and you're not going to have John Cena physically call out the Undertaker if you're not leading to a match with the Undertaker. So Cena called out Taker, said the match can't happen. He said that his road to WrestleMania is going through SmackDown. He didn't want to beg. He didn't want a handout. But then he goes to SmackDown and pretty much begs and asks for a handout from Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Gets a match with AJ Styles. If he wins on SmackDown Live against AJ Styles in the main event, he's then added to the Fatal 5-Way main event at Fastlane, making that a 6-pack challenge. So I don't like the John Cena opportunity to be at WrestleMania to go through Fastlane. I would have went a different way. Now, John Cena is potentially, on the verge of winning the WWE Championship. This was not about John Cena winning the WWE Championship. This was about John Cena going to WrestleMania and then fighting for the championship. That's what it was always about. No, but WWE seemed to not care that it's WWE champion AJ Styles, who's one of the most popular guys in the company, the face of SmackDown Live. They would rather give him a clean loss on the road to WrestleMania before his match with Nakamura, just for the sake of John Cena's storyline. And instead of doing what should have been done and getting Nakamura on the card in a big match situation, you could have kept AJ looking strong, continue to build him up on SmackDown Live, put him in a championship match at Fastlane, which he is, the Fatal 5-Way, have him come out on top of that, and Nakamura and John Cena, have Nakamura beat John Cena at Fastlane. Both guys are looking strong going into WrestleMania. That was my assumption before we even watched SmackDown Live last night. Not only that, it would give Fastlane another marquee match. It would give us Nakamura and John Cena on Fastlane's card, giving that entire card another nice shot of adrenaline. But WWE didn't do that. So John Cena right now is in the WWE Championship match. Per storyline, he's not going to win this thing. We all know it's going to continue. John Cena will fail at capturing the WWE Championship and going into WrestleMania as the 17-time world champion. But right now, after all this John Cena desperation storyline, EC3 has offered to fight Cena at TakeOver New Orleans. EC3 took the opportunity to lay down the challenge on Twitter during SmackDown Live last night. And he said, and I quote, "If you don't find a road to WrestleMania, John, you could fight me at NXT TakeOver New Orleans." At one time, EC3 was in TNA, right? Nobody really thought anything much about EC3. Now EC3 is the talk of the town in NXT. He hasn't even debuted yet. Some might say that EC3 was just joking, but there are people out there that want to see this match happen. And I don't think there really is a chance that we will see it happen on a TakeOver show. But you never know with WWE. Don't rule it out yet. But Cena right now will not be wrestling at TakeOver. This is merely just EC3, getting his name out there on Twitter, having fun with the situation, just building his brand before he debuts. Cena more than likely will be challenging The Undertaker at WrestleMania. But by judging by the reaction on social media, the majority of the fans who actually commented on his tweet want to see this match happen at TakeOver. Can you imagine the reaction to John Cena at an NXT TakeOver with that crowd? That would be something to see, man. That's something to think about right there. But that is the only news I got for NXT this week. Not much in terms of news for the brand. So let's get into the show itself. Velveteen Dream started the show off with Tyler Bate. Velveteen Dream running through Tyler Bate, man. Tyler Bate's one of those indie guys. Comes over from the UK. So they're just throwing indie guys at Velveteen Dream left and right. Dream with the Purple Rainmaker for the win here. Nice little back and forth between these two, you know. And I definitely want to see more of Tyler Bate. I obviously love the work that Velveteen Dream has done so far. I expect big things from him. But every time I see these two guys, man, it's not even about the UK title, you know, but every time I see guys like this, it just makes me think more and more and more how valuable a mid-card title would be for NXT. I think that would be perfect for Velveteen Dream, really. Because not many people are going to be vying for the NXT Championship, and there can't be too many people at the same time vying for the NXT Championship. Because NXT kind of follows a set schedule. Like, when a feud is going on, you kind of know who the reigns are going to go to after that feud is over. And in each instance, you always know who's going to be the next in line to challenge for the NXT Championship. There's just too many guys right now that, you know, are there currently or on the reserve or coming back from injury. So Velveteen Dream is really not one of those guys yet. I think a mid-card title, every time I see Dream and Bate and guys like Roddy and you know, Lars Sullivan or, you know, I guess Tommaso Ciampa, you know, guys like that. I could definitely see a mid-card title. You know, Killian Dane. I could definitely see a mid-card title in NXT being a very, very valuable commodity. But Dream with the Purple Rainmaker. And again, like I stated, the announcers are making it very well known that Dream is not doing the Purple Rainmaker like he used to with the height and the show-off, you know, the whole show-offness of it. And I think the reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to play into the directive that Dream doesn't need to do what these indie guys are doing because we know what he's capable of. But he's trying to show you how they do it in the WWE. We'll see what happens, man. I could be wrong on that, but that's just the feeling I get from watching that and hearing the commentators just use that directive 2 weeks in a row now. They've done that 2 weeks in a row with Dream, so it's going to be interesting to see where they go with him because you know he's going to have a spot at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Paul Ellering of the Authors of Pain talk about the upcoming Dusty Classic. Next week, TM61 goes against the Authors of Pain. Last year's finals are this year's first round match. I fully expect TM61 to go over the Authors of Pain. I sense the Authors of Pain are getting called up to the main roster. Cesar Bononi versus Adam Cole. Always a great pop for Adam Cole, and I love Adam Cole's entrance when the Undisputed theme song hits that boom. He does one of these numbers, and he just smiles into the fucking camera, man. Adam Cole looks like a fucking prick, and I absolutely love it. That smirk has dick written all over it, man. Love it. Nice pop for Adam Cole. This one really didn't get started right away. Now, Cole takes the microphone after the bell, and he starts to put Cesar Bononi over. Cole makes a formal invitation to Cesar Bononi to join the Undisputed Era. Now, whether the invitation was genuine or not, you know, coming from Adam Cole, it probably wasn't. He had a t-shirt ready. He threw the t-shirt to Bononi. And then all of a sudden, Cole attacks Bononi after he sits there contemplating whether he should join Undisputed or not. If Adam Cole threw me an Undisputed t-shirt and said, join us, you got the potential to be breakout superstar of 2018. I'll be like, bro, I'm putting this fucking shirt on. What's up, guys? What's up? What are you doing, guys? We're going out for a nice Guinness afterwards? Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm joining Adam Cole, bro. I don't know about you. But Cole attacks Bononi. Cesar, comes back and attacks Adam Cole. Michinoku driver, which was nicely done by Cesar Bononi. Red Dragon. We got Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish on the outside. I wish they were still called that, but they're not. They get to the apron. Adam Cole lines up a super kick, follows it up with a beautiful shining wizard to the back of the neck, and Adam Cole wins via pinfall over Cesar Bononi. Poor Adam Cole, man. He's got to wait till Aleister Black and Andrade Cien Almas finish before he gets into title contention. What is Adam Cole going to be doing at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, man? One has to wonder. One really has to wonder. Maybe we see Adam Cole versus Ricochet. I have no fucking idea. I don't know what they're doing with Adam Cole. If any of you guys have any scenarios for Adam Cole going into TakeOver New Orleans, I'd love to hear them down below in the comment section. Because right now, I don't know what the hell they're doing with Mr. Adam Cole. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. This one was pretty quick. Kairi Sane taps out. Kairi Sane went for the big flying elbow off the top. She got caught with a stiff kick right to the head. Shayna Baszler takes Kairi Sane off the top rope, suplex position right into that chokehold, and she tapped out very, very quickly, man. Shayna Baszler with the win via submission. After the match, Shayna Baszler gets in front of Mauro Ranallo and says that she's calling out Ember Moon, says that next time Ember Moon and her meets, she's either leaving with the title or leaving with one of Ember's limbs. So that was a damn good, intimidating promo by Shayna Baszler. We got Andrade Cien Almas coming down looking sharp as ever, man, with the NXT Championship. Zelina Vega. You know, you guys know the deal with Zelina Vega. I love her New York accent, by the way. You know, she just sounds like somebody I would not want to piss off. So, Vega takes the microphone, introduces Andrade. Says that he has, that he has and she has a new nickname for Mr. Johnny Gargano. Mr. 4-0. Or Mr. 0-4. Mr. 4-0 is Andrade. Vega continues to just cut down Gargano for bringing his friends and family in just to watch him lose. You know, the typical, typical trash talk. Instead of respect, she says Almas earns money and championships. And unlike most women, she doesn't feed off of her man's success. Ooh, nice shot at Candice LeRae there. She creates it. Almas cuts a promo in Spanish and calls Gargano Johnny Jobless. But we still call him NXT Champion. Then we got Almas and Vega. They're going up the ramp. Aleister Black's music hits, and they're surprised to see him. Black makes his entrance through the, I guess the crowd. There was a little stairwell going down into the crowd. He comes up from that, the white smoke coming up through the staircase in the crowd. He's got a microphone in hand. He stares a hole right through Andrade. That's why I like the attention to detail, man. Andrade's eyes focused on the camera. And then back to Aleister Black. So it went back and forth, just kind of creating that big fight feel that you know is coming in New Orleans. So then as Aleister Black raises the microphone to say something to Andrade, we got Killian Dane's music hits. He makes his way through the same staircase that Aleister Black did in the crowd. He pushes away the barricade in a very forceful manner, and they start fighting in the middle of the ring. Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega start laughing and they start smirking. Look at these two clowns fighting over the championship, right? Fighting over a spot just to fight Andrade. They leave because this has nothing to do with them. Let them kill each other. We don't give a shit. So Aleister Black goes for Black Mass, misses it. Dane hits what he calls the divide, that big running cross body block, and he leaves Aleister Black laying as Almas and Vega go to the back to let those two beat the shit out of each other as NXT goes off the air, man. No Tommaso Ciampa. No Blackheart, no Psycho Killer, no Copyright Killer. So we're going to be waiting to hear from Mr. Tommaso Ciampa very, very soon as to why he did what he did and what his feeling is now that Johnny Gargano is not in NXT any longer. But like I said, man, a very basic episode of NXT tonight. You can tell that this is towards the tail end of the first taping. So the crowd really wasn't all there. They really didn't have much as far as storyline going into this show or coming out of last week's show because the big thing happened. Gargano's no longer there, right? So now we got to get the next chapter. We got to get the next chapter in place. We got to get the pen to paper. We got to write the next chapter for Gargano and Ciampa. Whether that happens at TakeOver New Orleans or TakeOver Chicago #2, that remains to be seen. But we'll see what happens, man. We got a nice little couple of weeks coming up on NXT. We got the Dusty Classic. We got Ricochet debuting, this ongoing independent or indie wrestler coming into NXT, pissing off Velveteen Dream storyline. we still got a lot of stuff to look forward to, even though right now the Gargano storyline is on break for the time being until they figure out how to bring him back to television. We still got a lot to sink our teeth into with NXT, man. So that is your review. Thank you guys so much. I will be back. I don't know whether I'm going to have anything tomorrow because if I do something tomorrow, then I'm not going to have as much news for the weekend. So I might take tomorrow off. If there is anything, we'll talk about it. Obviously, you guys will get the notification that an Off the Script Extra is live, but I might wait till Friday to get the podcast out and just take tomorrow off. But I will see you guys on Friday for episode 211 of Off the Script. We're going to talk about this big Brock Lesnar situation. What happened with Lesnar? Where was he on Monday Night Raw? We'll go over my thoughts again on the pathetic attempt to get Roman Reigns over, why everybody is just so salty in the YWC. Everybody that hates Roman Reigns apparently is a fucking idiot. But you people are the fucking idiots because you don't see what WWE is really doing under the fucking exterior of what Roman Reigns did on Monday night. I don't know how people can't see what they are planning to do. They're planning to shoot you into liking Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania. Nothing will work. Nothing will work. So we're going to talk about all that. I got Rey Mysterio news. I got John Cena news. I got just a bunch of news. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, possibly not happening this year. What's WWE's plans for that? I got major changes to Braun Strowman at WrestleMania 34. Internal concern with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and the WrestleMania main event from WWE management. Jeff Hardy, very, very soon to come back. I got Bobby Lashley comes to terms with WWE and a contract. A lot of news, man. So we're going to go over all that on Off the Script on Friday. So make sure you guys tune into that. Hit that thumbs up. If you missed anything else on the channel, please go and check it out. And I'll see you guys for episode 211 of Off the Script, where we will debut the new theme song for the podcast this Friday. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys for Off the Script on Friday for episode 211.